Hello everyone, welcome to another video. It's been quite a long time, I know. It's been been a very long time actually, and I want to say I'm very sorry straight up that it's been so long since I've done a video and I haven't really kept you guys in the loop. I've tried to comment here and there, but I've just had so much going on in my life that it's just been very hard to get back to doing bike videos and vlogs and things like that. But I'm going to cover that off in another video that will come shortly after this one. But today, we're going to talk about the CFMOTO 2015. So this is the updated model for the previous review I did of the 650NK. They've changed quite a bit of stuff on this bike, and I'm going to try and keep this to a reasonably short video, but I'll try and be a bit more informative because some people seem to like that, some people don't, but live with it. Anyway, so this is the new bike. It is similar in design to the old one. They've just updated a few things, changed a few things around. They've listened to a lot of feedback by the sounds of it. I'm not sure whose videos they've been watching, but they have addressed a lot of the issues that people have brought up. So I don't know. We'll start with the bottom. So the tyres on the bike are now Continental Conti Attack 2, I believe. Yeah. So yeah, the old tyres were just a Wang Hung Low CST freaking tyres. I don't even know what they were. They were crap brand anyway, but they felt alright on the road. I didn't have any issues with them when I reviewed it. Anyway, they've been changed. Continentals, not bad for a $7,000 bike. That's pretty ridiculous. Moving on up, we have a new silencer on the bike. It's all black now. It's not polished anymore. The brake lines are no longer rubber. They are braided all the way. I believe they are also ADR approved, I think. No, they're DOT approved and SAE approved. I don't know how that's legal in Australia. So yeah, this bike's got braided lines, and from the rubber ones that were on previously, there is a massive difference. We still have access to the old bike, and it's night and day. Like, the other bike, you can pull the lever pretty much into the bars. This one barely goes anywhere, and it is a rock. There is nothing in that. So, yeah, on a learner bike, I'm not sure that it's a good thing. For a more experienced rider, definitely. It feels great. It gives you really good feedback, but these brakes are really aggressive on this bike, and it takes nothing to hit the full power on those. I personally think for a learner, not a good idea. And they are really bitey. If you grab these brakes, you will go down. But yeah, so other than that, moving up a bit more, frame is now anodized black, or powder coated, something like that. I think it's powder coated. Yeah, much better than the red 2-pack spray job that it used to have. Much prefer this. It looks really nice. And also it'll be a lot more hard wearing. It won't rust like the red one did when the paint chips off. And yeah, so that's covering off most of the bottom. What else is there? I don't know what to talk about. The headlights on the bike are still switchable. I don't know why, because it's law in Australia the headlight has to be on, so I don't even know why there's an option. But yeah, there is. Not sure how they've gotten away with that. The engine block is black now. Used to be silver. Looks a bit better, I think. Maybe more of a matte finish would finish it off, but whatever. The only other thing that I've noticed on this bike is the throttle is different on it. The old one used to have a ECU-based limiting on it for restrictions, and this bike doesn't. It may have other restrictions as well, but it has a throttle stop on there. And you can only pull the throttle open, it's less than a quarter turn, yeah. Looking at a little mark on there. So you get that much. Which, again, for a learner, not a great idea. A learner should have full control of the throttle so they can learn how to modulate it properly not think that you only get this much and that's it, because you learn really early on and you remember a lot of that stuff, and I think you should have full control of the throttle at all times. Obviously, you don't want the power, but I'm sure there's another way they can tone down the top end of the bike without having to limit the throttle. There is actually a throttle stop in there, which I can see, and it's a block that you can unscrew, and it's just an Allen key by the looks of it. So, again, I'm not sure if that's all it takes to de-restrict this bike, but it would be very unusual if it is, because normally it's not easy to do. On most other bikes, the screw heads are sheared off, so you can't remove it, or if you do, you can't put it back. This bike, you could take it off and put it back within 10 minutes, I reckon, if you take the tank off. So yeah, that's a bit more on the restriction side of it. It feels pretty similar still, but yeah. Oh yeah, the brake reservoir is like plastic now, clear plastic. Looks quite good. Don't know why they changed it from the metal. They just did. Whatever. Exhaust is stainless steel. Won't rust. It's still got this dicky chain around the radiator cap, which rattles like crazy. I wish they would just piss that off and come up with something reasonable. It looks crap. The only other thing we've noticed on the bike, it's done about 1,000 Ks now. This panel here is rubbing on the frame, and it's already taken a little bit of paint off there. And it's eating the plastic up as well. There's powder there. I don't know if you can see it. So we've got to fix that up, and that's rattling as well. You can hear it when you're decelerating. So on the top, new dash cluster looks way better than the old one. It's much nicer to look at, and it's really important because you're always on the bike. You're not looking at it from the, looking at the back of the sides of it. You're looking at the dash and everything in front of you. And so it's all digital odometer, digital speedo, tacho's manual, analog, sorry. And we have digital fuel gauge, time, nice, digital voltage, digital temperature, and back to odometer again. So that's about it. It also has a shift light here that you can adjust. That's a new thing. Not really useful on a learner bike, but take what you can get, I guess. Turn off the headlights so we're not draining the battery. Yeah, it's just got some other icons on there for warnings and things like that. And something over here, I don't know what that is, but whatever. Issues with the bike, it's done 1,000 Ks, the ignition barrel is broken, it was broken from day one. Waiting to get that fixed, it's still not fixed. So, even my VTR had ignition barrel issues. It was a bit stiff when I first got it, so, I mean, I can't really hold that against it. It's just a one-off thing. Who knows what happened to it. More interested in, long-term durability, big things. The seat on it is still very comfortable. It's about the same height as the old one. Very cushy, very tall. I'm a shorter person, and I think it's easily the height of the Aprilia Tuono. Not that great for a lot of learners. They prefer shorter bikes, unless you're a big guy, because, it gives you more confidence when you can flat foot the bike. But in return, you get a very comfortable, well-padded seat. So, yeah, there's that, I guess. The radiator's black as well, I forgot to mention that, which is good for cooling, because black is better, believe it or not. Baron sticker, you gotta have a Baron sticker. What else is there? There's nothing else really. But yeah, so let's go for a ride, and we'll just sort of have a bit of a chat about the bike, how it feels compared to the old one, vibration wise, clutch wise. Try and keep the video moderately short. Power! Now the first thing I did notice on this bike is that all the inputs are very sharp on it. The brakes are sharp, clutch is quite bitey, and the throttle is very sensitive, even though it's only a cable throttle. It's not electronic. So, like, if you watch my hand, like, I'll just grab it with fingers so you can see it. There's no dead zone at all, really. And it does, you know, it's a bit jerky down low. Very on-off throttle. I don't remember the old one being like that. Maybe this one's got a bit more torque down low. Maybe it's the fueling's been adjusted. Maybe the throttle's just a bit tighter. Who knows? Brakes, very, very hard brakes. Very powerful. Too much for a learner, I think. You just got to be very wary of that. Clutch is still pretty light, about average. But it does have a very low bite point. It takes barely anything to get it going, and you don't need any throttle really to get it moving. But letting the clutch out doesn't take much. It's good. The mirrors, all I'm seeing is elbows, to be honest. I think they've moved, the bars are either a bit narrower or the mirrors are a bit shorter. I don't know. A bit weird, but yeah, whatever. It's just what it is. Most bikes you don't get to use mirrors, even on Ducatis. So fan's running already, and yeah, so it still runs hot compared to the old one. 13.4 volts, just pretty low for charging. Normally it'd be in the 14 range. Actually, the fan just turned off, so it's probably gone up. There you go, 14.2. And yeah, temperature's good. So let's go for a ride and let's have a bit of a talk about it. That takes absolutely nothing to get this thing moving. That on-off snatchiness is woo. Actually, yes, I did talk about that in the old video. I'm remembering now. It's been a while. I should have gone back and watched it first. Woohoo! Alright, let's get out of here. Still a bit grumbly, like most parallel twins. Gotta rev it. Close my visor. Try and keep the wind noise to a minimum. It's another mediocre day in Melbourne, pissing down for like 3 days straight. We might do a couple laps around here first, because it's actually not bad, these corners, just for leaning the bike over a little bit before we head out on the road. Pretty easy to rev match. Fueling could be a bit chuggy. Likes to backfire every now and then, but it's got the silencer on it, so you can't really hear anything. It'll just give a bit of a every now and then. Woo. No cars. Sweet. I love industrial estates. It's great for this stuff. It's quite agile. Feels great. These tyres make a massive difference. Just very confident. I like it. Lean it over. Very flickable. Alright, that's enough of that. Let's go back out on the road. Just gotta watch out here, there's gravel. Gentle. Nice. like it. So confident. You know, it actually feels better than the MT-09 in a lot of ways when it comes to suspension. And I haven't touched it. It just feels pretty good. It's not too bumpy. Anyway, let's head out on the road and see what its manners are like. Where are we going to go? Let's go left. It's a bit longer roads. We'll test the gearing out. Not bad. Pulls pretty well. Let's get it up in the gears. Go up to 6th gear. Alright, that's 6th gear. So we'll get it up to 80. So 6th gear, 80. We're turning 3,700 RPM. Very good. It's pretty tall gearing for a lower powered bike. But, you know, we're doing 80 at that. So full power. That's 100 already. And that's in 6th gear. That's ridiculous. Go down to 4th. $100 already. Very nice. Good power, good torque everywhere, just like the other one. Still has that really, really nice induction growl. I quite like it. And you can't hear much else on the bike, to be honest. It's very quiet, the exhaust on it. The growl's about all you get to listen to. And I reckon with an air filter it'll sound even better because it's got quite a crap air filter on it. Nice sound. But yeah, so there's not much else to talk about in this video. If you guys just want to, you know, just want a quick summary of it, we'll just go over it. So basically a lot of the things in the old one have been fixed. Honestly, for the price, other than the name brand, as it's always going to be a problem, doesn't matter what they do to the bike, I can't think of any downsides to it really. It feels good. The only concern you have is just something that you're just guessing, like how reliable it's going to be. But there's quite a few of these out there now and everyone seems to like them. There have been issues. I mean, the old one had issues with the speedometer, which finally got fixed, but it took a long freaking time to get it done. But the MT-09 had a shit ton of problems as well, so bigger problems than this bike ever did. So yeah, there's that. Every bike has problems, doesn't matter on the brand. So I would say, look, the brakes are really good on it. Power's good. Handling's excellent. Engine, look, it's very rough. It's not smooth, not like an inline 4, not like a sweet triple. It's, you know, quite agricultural, I think. You don't really realize how rough it is until you ride something that's a lot smoother. But for the price, it's a bloody good buy, I think. I haven't checked what the price of other loaner bikes are these days, like the CBR 500. But I know the market is expanding and this bike has to compete with some pretty serious competition. But in isolation, I can't find anything to fault on it really. The dash looks great. You know, they fixed that. They fixed the tyres. They fixed the brake lines. They didn't really need fixing, but you know, they put braided lines on there. Braided lines outlast rubber, so better durability. Yeah, so that pretty much sums up this bike. It's yeah, it's great. It's just a fun bike, I think. Good to learn on. If you're if you've had, I'll say, if you've had some experience on a smaller bike, I think it's pretty good to continue to learn on. But these brakes are just bite, bite, bite. That's how stabby they are. And the suspension collapses pretty quickly as well. Yeah, also forgot to mention the levers are adjustable. Brake lever is very solid. Clutch, not so much. The clutch is quite loose. Look at that play. Yeah, you could probably fix that with an aftermarket lever though, I guess. But yeah, the brake's really good. I like that. Second gear on the power. There you go, guys. CFMOTO 2015. Not much to say about it. It's quite good. I like it. It's not for me, but you know, get the opportunity to ride a different bike, ride it. Don't miss out on riding different bikes. Good for U-turns as well. Anyway, guys, until next time, or until this video, which is coming up straight after. See you later.